Hi everybody, this is Angelique Tsang. I run online and live movie events where we get people together to analyze movies, where people get a chance to understand, the archetypal world, the symbolic world of the movies that we watch and how they relate to us in our own lives. So last night we had the first Happily Ever After movie event in London, and we watched Don Juan DeMarco. And in that movie, we have the amazing Johnny Depp and Marlon Brando play a psychiatrist and a young man who believes and claims that he is Don Juan, the greatest lover on the earth. And so it's important that you know the movie to actually get something out of this, my personal thoughts. So what we did is we had around 14 people in the room, and we put them in different groups, and then they were asked to review different perspectives of the movie. And I was actually in the group that had to analyze the wound of the lover archetype and what it would take for him to get out of his wound. And interestingly enough, the reason why I'm making this video blog is because while I was watching the movie last night for the fourth time, I really felt there was something that happened to me, meaning that I was very, very moved. And and I think I was very, very moved by the realization how much, Don Juan, the lover archetype showing up in the life of the psychiatrist impacted actually the psychiatrist in his wholeness. And the reason I say that is because I think the psychiatrist played by Marlon Brando was rooted so much in reality. And so as a psychiatrist who is actually an embodiment of the magician archetype, he was in a way very one-sided, meaning that he only was trying to bring back people to reality. His real task in his whole career was to actually be rooted in reality and to be able to distinguish between fantasy, delusion, imagination, and reality. And of course, he had a very firm grasp on what objective reality was, and so he let himself be led by facts and objective reality. When he met Don Juan de Marco, who was living this in his fantasy world, um, he was very, they were confronting each other with the viewpoints on the value of the value of what the lover archetype would deem sacred. So, what I want to do is actually let you listen to a critical scene, which really, really, it really came in last night when I saw it for the fourth time. So, I hope that you can hear it. But let's listen. So, this is at the almost at the end of the movie where Don Juan is where Jack, the psychiatrist, has Don Juan's mother visit him in the psychiatric hospital, and then they basically the mother also is buying into the story of Don Juan. And so it gets quite confusing for Jack the psychiatrist. So he's now in a room with Don Juan and, you know, confronting Don Juan with the fact that how can he be sure that his mother was not having an affair with another man? And so let's just listen to it and then I'll share my thoughts.
Doña Julia has to be coming on at the same convent.
So it seems.
I told my mother she could go back today, but I will miss her. She really has a way of putting me in touch with what's real.
Why are you so certain that your mother was not having an affair with Don Alfonso?
My mother was not having an affair.
Well, I I think you can understand how the thought might have occurred to me when you told me how your father died. It's never been clear to me what your mother meant when she cried out, "I will lose both of them." Did you mean both her husband and her son, or both of her lovers?
My mother was not having an affair.
Do you understand why it's necessary?
Shut up! You think I don't know what's going on with you, Don Octavio. But I do. You need me for a transfusion because your own blood has turned to dust and clogged your heart. Your need for reality, your need for a world where love is flawed, will continue to choke your veins until all the life in you is gone. Where my perfect world is no less real than yours, Don Octavio. It is only in my world that you can breathe. Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah. You're right. My world is not perfect.
What is this thing that happens with age? Why does everyone want to pervert love and suck it bone dry of all its glory? Why do you bother to call it love anymore?
This will be our last session. I'm retiring on Monday.
Then I will tell you about Doña Ana. And you will decide if I should be set free.
So I hope that you could hear it, but in this scene, I thought the discussion was so rich. I mean, I couldn't find a quote, so I wanted you to hear it from, as it was acted by Don Juan and Jack, or Marlon Brando and Johnny Depp. So I think what really struck me was that what was very apparent to me was that the lover in this movie was so adamant about the perfection or the purity or the glory of love that even though when there were facts or there might have been circumstances that would have led him to believe otherwise about love, he hung on to the purity and the perfection of love. And so he did not want to know about what his mother did, and he had to insist that his mother was innocent, so she did not have an affair with another man. And also, of course, Doña Ana, who was in real sense a centerfold. He, in his own fantasy, she was, somebody who saved herself for him. And there was this amazing, what I thought was so beautiful was that Don Juan, embodying the lover archetype, was confronting the psychiatrist with what reality does to us, meaning that as the lover archetype, he was confronting the psychiatrists or people who live in reality with the fact that, when you live in reality, when you're rooted in reality, you somehow also pervert love. It's like, and we do it in such a way that Don Juan asked the question, why do we even call it love? And he's also saying that actually in reality we need love. We need it because otherwise our life is so dry and meaningless and without glory, without beauty. without aliveness. I mean, if you watch different parts of the movie where he actually talks about what love does to us, and of course he's right. And what I thought was so moving was the intelligence of the scriptwriters to actually have Jack, the psychiatrist, confirm that and not disagree with it, and just because he really knew that as well. So, what can we do with this movie as people who watch the movie and let a movie, inform us about the archetypes and how we as a collective deal with love and deal with sometimes the illusions, the delusions, and the betrayals of love. And so, what I think was the most moving to me was that the psychiatrist, or Jack, a common man who had saved, over 1,000 clients in his life from, not being in reality, that actually at the end of his career, when he was ready to embark on a new phase of life, that he was able to integrate the lover archetype in his life, and not in a delusional way, but in a way where love becomes an inspiration, um, a source of playfulness, and a source of discovery and exploration. And so I was so moved when, and it was actually the first time that it happened. So you can imagine, it surprises me after I see a movie for I see the movie for the fourth time, and this time bam, it came into my heart. And it was about the fact that, there's a scene where he steps into the car, with Jack steps into the car with Don Juan, and by that time, Don Juan had Johnny admitted that he made everything up because it was actually to get attention. We have to know, of course, that Johnny in the movie is 21 years old. So, but he steps into the car, and with a Spanish accent, Jack says, my name is Don Octavio de Flores, and I am the greatest psychiatrist on earth. I'm not sure what he said that, but I have I have had, more than 1,000 clients. And to me, that was so beautiful because it reminded me of that sometimes reality is very dry. Reality can even be heartbreaking. And sometimes when we stay in reality and we stay in the facts of reality, and we don't let love or the lover archetype infuse us with life and infuse us with inspiration, and actually seeing things in their beauty rather than seeing them as, factual objects or factual people. Uh, what I really felt was that when you can integrate the lover in a very healthy way, and you're still rooted in reality, it's like you're looking at a gray sky, but you still know that there's color, or that the color is nevertheless present. Or as Don Juan was saying, sometimes people look at my conquest, the women, and they just don't look very attractive to these people in objective reality. But I look for the beauty in them. I go and seek and find the beauty in them. That to me was a wake up call, because although, this is something that I intellectually grasp, I think, if I could enhance that in in my uh, my life, it would be such a gift to me, and probably also the people that I work with, and the people that are my friends and my family. And so yeah, so the final part of the movie was, it's not just me. There were other people that saw the movie for the so many time, and we were all moved for some reason. And it was the fact that at the end of the movie, Jack, the psychiatrist, takes his wife, uh, um, and he takes Johnny on a trip to this island, that is probably just an island in the imagination of Don Juan. But so in the movie they're all dressed up and they are in this island, on this island, and in his fantasy or in his psychic reality, he sees Don Juan reunited with his second true love, Doña Ana. And to me, that was so beautiful because it was, sometimes we need those happy endings in our own minds. And so, yeah, that was really, really very beautiful for me. And so I'm sure that, this movie is just the beginning of some kind of, education process or evolutionary process for myself, as I will continue to share my own thoughts about the movies that inspire me. And of course, when you want to comment, please do so. Like us on the Facebook page, and put your comments in the box, and even join the interactive movie club on my website angeliquetsang.com. And hopefully you will see the movie with new eyes after I've shared this. Thank you so much. Bye.